Hello guys, welcome back to algebra class. So this time we are going to do this review about quadratic and the domain and range. About the quadratic here, this one you need to know in order to understand the lesson about the quadratic. Alright, so let's do this one. So first, we're trying to find all this information here, and we gotta find zeros, y-intercept, y-axis of symmetry, vertex, domain, and range. So let's do this one. It's pretty simple. Now, zeros. Zeros are another name of x-intercept, which is negative 10 and 2. So it's gonna be negative 10 comma 0 or 2 comma 0. Okay. So zeros, we have other names such as solution, roots, and x-intercept. Okay. Now let's talk about the y-intercept. Y-intercept is where this graph crosses this y-axis. And in this case, it's going to be right here, which is between negative 4 and negative 6. So it's going to be 0 comma negative 5. Now, axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is where this line cuts parabola in half. And as you can see, this line cuts parabola in half where it touches x equals negative 4. This line. So x equals negative 4. This is the axis of symmetry. Vertex is the highest or lowest point. So it's going to be right here. This point, which is negative 4 comma negative 9. So now let's talk about the domain and range. It's very easy. Domain is all possible x values. So we're going to highlight this one. Now for the domain, it does not start from the negative 10 because we have these two arrows. It's keep going to the left and it's keep going to the right, which means negative infinity to positive infinity. So we can just write down all real number. Range, on the other hand, I guess this one is really important one. So this is the range. Range, on the other hand, we need to know that range is the bottom to top. So we have the lowest point of this graph is the negative 9, less than or equal to y. And highest point of this graph is keep going up to infinity. So that's it. But we are going to only write this part because mathematicians will not write infinity. So we're going to write this one, and I don't even like this because y should come first. So it's y is greater than or equal to negative 9. It's very easy. So I believe you can do this one by yourself. I think everything is going to be easy except, yeah, everything is easy. So let's do this one. Question says, what is the domain and range of this graph? So let's do this. Domain is all x values, so we're going to use this one. This one stops here where it says negative 5, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to, where does it stop is going to be 3. And another way of writing this one is bracket negative 5 comma 3 and bracket. What about the range? Range is going to be all possible y value. So the lowest point, this point, is negative 1, less than or equal to y, because range is the y value, less than or equal to. The highest point is what? 4. Now remember, these are considered as a closed circle unless you see arrows or this one. Unless you see that, it's gonna be the closed circle. So let's do this one. Same thing, we are trying to find the domain and range. So domain is where you put left and right. So on the left, it does not stop on the left because of this arrow. It's keep going to the left. So we put negative infinity. So infinity, this is the arrow, right? So this is open circle, always. Consider this, okay? And where does it stop on the right? It stops at 2. And it's a closed, okay? So that's it. But we gotta write only this part because I don't want to write infinity. And I don't even have to flip it because x comes first already. And if you want to put this one into the interval notation, it's parenthesis, negative infinity, comma 2. Let's talk about the range. So range is the y value. It's gonna be interesting. So you're gonna use line that I highlighted with the red. What's the lowest point? Right here. But that's not 2, because range is the red one, right? The pink highlighted. So if you drag it here, it starts from the 0. That's a common mistake if you put 2. And the highest point is keep going up. So you gotta write to the infinity. And again, you're gonna only write this one. And now you have to flip it because y should come first. So it works like that. Or 0 to infinity like that. Okay? It's that easy. Let's go to the next page. It's very easy here as well. So again, you want to find domain. Domain is x value here. We start from the left. So do we start from here or here? Obviously, we should start from here because that one is more on the left compared to this one, right? So we should start from here, which is -4. That is considered as close. Where does it stop on the right? It's not here because it's keep going to the right and it stops at here, right? It stops at what? 4. So it doesn't have an infinity, so it's just -4 to 4. It's that easy. And let's talk about the range. Range is the bottom to top. Again, this is the lowest point, which is -1. Y. And highest point on this one is also 4. That's it. So try to complete all other questions by yourself. It's also same. It's a domain. So which is a 0 to 2. Right? It's right, this 2. And range is gonna be this, which is -3. Same thing here. Your domain is gonna be here to infinity. So it's what? -2. Which is x is greater than or equal to -2. And interval notation should be easy. Range is gonna be what? From here to top. This is the 0, not -1. Keep that in mind. Right? So which is y is greater than or equal to 0. Domain, -infinity. Which is x is less than or equal to 2. And range is what? It's literally the same thing. 0. So what? Y is greater than or equal to 0. Yep, that's about it. So here I did not go over the interval notation, but you should be able to get this down. It's about the domain and range, which you will see very, very, very often from now on. So keep that in mind. All right, and that's about it. And if you have any question, just let me know. All right, that's it, guys. See ya.